It was Nikola Jokic, the Joker, and the Nuggets who ended up getting the win in the end. Jokic with 22, Embiid with 34. What was it like watching these two go head-to-head?
If you are who you say you are, superstar. That's what I saw. I saw the reigning MVP playing against the presumptive MVP. Both of their teams' records are similar. Mm-hmm. Both of their statistics are similar. And while they're so very skilled and have that in common offensively, there's always something that one of them does that's a lot better than the other. For Joel, it's rim protecting and blocking shots. For the Joker, it's dropping dimes.
Passes. And he did it yesterday, too.
It's dropping dimes. I mean, the one he came across half court and he just dropped
it to you.
The long bounce pass. I mean, he just dropping dimes. And so making people around you better is a skill. Like, of course you're going to get the oohs and ahs when you do a spectacular game-changing dunk. But there's nothing like a connection of dropping a dime to somebody and they finishing the play and y'all both just looking back at each other like, good pass. Like, you know that make you feel a lot taller, make you run a lot faster, especially when your best player believes in you. And also their coaching staff, because they believed in their bench. At different times of this game, they turned it over to the bench and gave them opportunities to play big minutes. And they scored big points. And shout out to our guy, Bones.
Bones Highland.
You know what I'm saying? The thuggish, ruggish Bones.
Bones Highland.
Out there balling, making threes. And the thing is, those wasn't flukes. He had a couple of more. Like, there was a moving screen on Boogie! One time that would have got him another. Yep. He's one of those guys that play well off the bench. Shout out to my guy, Will Barton, who's always balling, and Monte Morris. And again, this is a team that hopes to get back Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. So it's great to see these two superstars play as such and continue to jockey not only for conference standings, but also for MVP.
After the Sixers got waxed by the Nets, they needed to get this win. They didn't get this win. However, I didn't walk away from this game concerned about the Sixers. Joel Embiid had 34. Harden looked good. Maxey, I think he had like 17 or 18. Thibault hit some shots. Like, this Sixers team, even though in a loss, they gave me some reason to believe in that.
If you want something to be concerned about, like, seriously, if you're Philadelphia, I just want to make sure late in games that they're moving the ball and getting quality shots. There's been a couple of times where they've gotten in those situations, and it seems on paper you can get it to Harden or you could get it to Joel Embiid. But again, that's still a tangible that they're trying to work out. And Tobias Harris still is going to play a factor. He's going to need to, in particular offensively, more than just being a screener on a pick and roll action and Thibault being a terrific cutter. But also another major concern is this pimple on my nose. You know what I'm saying?
You had it yesterday.
You know what I'm saying?
What'd you do to it last night, Jalen?
I feel like Moss at the draft.
What'd you do to it?
The night when I got drafted, man, I had one underneath my eye.
I know.
I doctored it all
That's why you wore the red suit, just to take some attention away from the pimple.
You know what I'm saying? But
I'm concerned about the pimple on your nose, too.
I'm a 49-year veteran.
It looked good yesterday. What'd you do to it last night?
I'm a 49-year veteran and dealing with bad skin, man. 24 to 48 hours, it'll be good, man. So just know, if I can go on TV like that and feel confident, you can.
You look great. And there was a blemish on your face, but there was no blemish on Karl-Anthony Towns' performance last night. Jakob Poeltl and Zach Collins had nothing for Karl-Anthony Towns last night.
What you want to do?
Nothing.
What you trying to do?
He did it from the rim. He did it from mid-range. He did it from 3 points. He did it on the drives. Poeltl and Zach Collins had nothing for him yesterday.
You know what I thought about yesterday?
What'd you think about?
I hope Pop, with all due respect, is considering this being a lot closer to the end than to a rebuild in San Antonio. I enjoy watching Murray play basketball. He's a terrific young big guard that made the All-Star team. But this ain't Spurs and Greg Popovich basketball on defense.
Karl-Anthony Towns had 60 points, James.
And you know Karl-Anthony's our guy. And has been on the show, won the three-point contest, and I'm glad that his game has now rescinded to what it was at different points of his career.
Yep.
And people were looking at him as a notable big. And by the way, the first center to score 60 since Shaquille O'Neal. You see what I mean? So this doesn't clearly happen very often.
It's the most
I'm
that
happy to see our guy.
Season.
I'm happy to see our guy do it from 3, like you mentioned. Do it in the post, go left, go right. Do it. What about the step backs? In the corner.
Step backs like James Harden on the Rockets.
Absolutely. So he's a terrific skilled guy. There's no accident. He's won a skills challenge in the NBA weekend, All-Star weekend. He's won a 3-point contest, and obviously he's played in the All-Star game. So it's good to see him get his game back to the left, over the hook. And again, he was balling, running the floor. But the thing that really stood out to me again is I don't like seeing that version of Pop. Like, I like to see the celebrating, getting the most wins of all time Pop. Not watching his team get 60.
Timberwolves, Jay. Look at those Timberwolves.
They climbing.
They're climbing. They're a legit team. They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to be in the playoffs, and they're going to give somebody some trouble in the first
But
round.
here's the Adam Silver of it all, and I'm not mad at it. You're still a part of that plan.
Yep.
If you're sitting on that 7th spot.
But if you get the 7th spot, one thing I like about the plan is you got to lose 2 to get out.
Correct.
They're not going to lose 2 games in a row.
It's like the Lakers going to have to win 2 to get in.
That ain't happening. I'm over that. I am way over that.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.